Superboy number 22, written by Justin Jordan, art by Guilherme Balbi on art. So, last that I remember, we had Superboy teaming up with Dr. Psycho in order to hunt down members of Hive and stop them, I guess. So we pick up in New York with Jocelyn Lore trying to break into Superboy's apartment because she's just trying to get in contact with him because he might be destroying the future. And as she kicks in the apartment door, all of his stuff is under like dust rags and he's nowhere to be found. Turns out he's in Queens going to high school. That's right, we got Superboy in high school. And as he's going up there, he's mentally talking with Dr. Psycho, who's hanging out with Crypto, and basically saying, okay, some weird stuff's going on at this hospital, or this high school. A couple of people have had to go to the hospital because they just start freaking out from like psychic visions and stuff like that. It's been 6 within the past like few weeks, so therefore this is a trend. We got to go in there and figure out what psychically is causing this, because either it's Hive or they're going to be on their way soon afterwards. So he walks in. Immediately, he meets a blonde-haired girl named Elizabeth Cooper. And Elizabeth Cooper's like, hey, I'll show you around. But then this other guy like taps him on the shoulder and he freaks out for a second. And he's like, hey, no, sorry, I just wanted to introduce you to school. And he says, yeah, well, if you need anything, I'm Mr. Levine, the guidance counselor. You know where to find me. And he's like, actually, I don't. Do you have a map or something? And then all of a sudden, 3 girls, including Elizabeth Cooper, come up and say, I can show you around. And he picks one of them called the redhead. And the redhead is about to introduce herself. And she says, and then all of a sudden, this jock shows up saying, hey, man, you hitting on my girl? And he's like, what? No, your girl started talking to me. And he's like, yeah, don't worry. Coop's just trying to make me jealous. So now I really want you to pause there for a second. And I know I'm getting nitpicky, but like this red-haired girl was just called Coop, a.k.a. Elizabeth Cooper. Whereas we just saw on the last page that Elizabeth Cooper is a blonde-haired girl. They lost track of their characters between one page. It gets worse. So the jock comes in and like tries to start fighting Superboy, but of course he's Superboy, so he fakes as if he got punched into a nearby locker, and then he uses his TK powers to drop the bully's pants. And everyone starts laughing at him. He's like, oh, come on, guys. You've seen boxers before. And then the blonde-haired girl comes up and says, psh, that guy's just a jerk. To the bully, he's saying, psh, that guy's just a jerk. Don't worry about him, baby. And walks off with the bully. Meaning that was now the girlfriend. How do you lose track of your characters within one page? I don't understand this. Regardless, after this point, it gets really stupidly easy. So this other like goth girl shows up and she's like, oh yeah, no, my name's Eliza Ellis. You're already a pariah because you just mess with the popular kids. And Superboy's like, what? I don't even know what's up. I didn't even like them. And it's like, yeah, no one does. That's why they're popular. So she starts explaining like, oh, well, where did you come from? Have you ever been to high school before? And he's like, no, I haven't. My parents are dead and I'm from Kansas. And as he's walking through, he sees one of these kids has like a weird lizard-looking face. He freaks out for a second, and then all of a sudden it changes back to normal. So who knows what that was. But regardless, they go into a history class. The history teacher says something about how, manifest destiny of America, whatnot. And Connor speaks up and says, like, that's not how it happened. Here's how it happened. And so the teacher sends him to the guidance counselor. The guidance counselor says, hey man, you got to behave or else we're going to have to send you to the principal. He gets sent to the principal. Principal says, hey, you got to behave or else we're going to have to send you to the superintendent. Superintendent's like, this isn't even my job, man. Go back to class and stop being an ass. And so Connor's like, all right, well, I guess I'm back in class a week later and I don't even know what just happened. So then all of a sudden, one of the bully kids, or popular kid, I should say, starts freaking out. He thinks somebody's coming after him. Connor jumps in to try to restrain him. And as he does so, Dr. Psycho's on the line and just like, oh yeah, no, something's going on. What's up? So he manages to get the guy down. And as he does so, everyone's staring at him like, what did you do to him? You took down Chris, whatever his name was. And he's like, what are you talking? Dude, he was freaking out on everybody. How am I the one who's weird in this situation? And Eliza's like, welcome to high school. So they take the kid out on a stretcher. Dr. Psycho's now showing up as an astral projection that Superboy's able to see. And he's like, wait a minute, you could see me? And he's like, yeah. I was like, oh, that's weird. Anyway, yeah, no, that was definitely a psionic attack, but I don't know what it is, which means Hive is going to come after this because it clearly isn't Hive already. So at that point, he comes up to Eliza and is basically saying, like, hey, so what happened to that kid? And he's like, I don't know, something that happened to a bunch of kids recently. We don't know what's going on with it. But we're not that broken up about it because it's the popular kids. And so Superboy comes out and being like, okay, I don't understand. Why is it that, like, some of them are okay to not be okay with? And he's like, well, because they're treating you like crap, so isn't it fine for us to treat them like crap? And he's like, I don't know, that seems a bit weird. But either way, Eliza walks off and says, so ask me again why I don't feel bad when one of them gets treated like us. Either you're a cool kid, a weird kid, or just one of the kids. No one sees kids are monsters, including you, including me. And as he reaches out to her, all of them have snake faces and they're all monsters. And so he's about to launch an attack against them, but then he gets jumped by a dog and it starts attacking him. But it turns out this dog is Crypto. He's like, oh, they've infected one of my own. So that's that. I'm still just kind of trapped on the fact that they managed to forget a character that was just there over one page. Like, it's both a writing mistake and an art mistake at the same time. Like, there's no way around that. It's just, this is so poor a written book. And the fact that, like, 6 different pages in this book just basically say the phrase, that's high school, which, no, that's not, like, that is the CW's version of high school. That is, like, Riverdale or whatever crap is currently on their channel. Like, reading this issue made me angry. It made me upset to read it. It was not well written. It was actually just, like, it felt like from page to page we were just forgetting things. And, like, that's a problem I've had with every Scott Lobdell issue I've read in the past year. It's not okay. It's just not. So I have to give this a low rating. But, like, it's a 1. Like, looking at my rating scale, I have a 1 listed as no redeeming qualities. And I can't think of a single thing in this issue that I would say is a redeeming quality. It's just not good. The only thing that gets at that 1 point is that the art is not the worst, but it's still not something I enjoy. It's not a great art style. So, yeah. Screw this book, man.